folks, Dude here, coming at you of all things, coming to you, Tuesday, September 20th. And today's thing we're talking about, of all things, is one of my kind of, well, behind-the-scenes things. I am a total nut, and I don't care if they have, like, all the, you need to read 50 lines to get the dialogue and whatnot. I am a huge fan for subtitled movies, especially Japanese and good Japanese movies. It's kind of one of those unspoken things where truly people just don't get the ethers of it. There's a lot of really kind of insider kind of cool stuff if you know the Japanese culture. And yes, case in point, I know the Japanese culture to some degree. Not as much as some people would because they're studied in the aspects of it, but I know quite a bit. And talking about course here, Benito Furikake, stuff that I say to most people, and they're going, "What?" Yeah, it's flavoring for. You guys saw me using it the other day on the the spam Twinkie sushi stuff. But case in point, I am a huge fan of an actor by the name of Ken Watanabe, and Ken Watanabe made his big inroads in the American theater for the very exceedingly cool movie in my part piece of just total bearing thereof of just seeing the thing and just being like, oh, this is an amazing flick, called The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. You would never think Tom Cruise could actually pull it off and being like, the dramatic actor and like some just amazing showing the truest nuances, very romanticized and very made romanji or romantic kind of like the Roman style of basically Amerikansu, very American kind of gravitating toward the American kind of way of telling the storyline. Not so much the aspects of really getting it completely dead on correct with the way the Japanese do stuff, but there's a lot of aspects to the storyline that they really truly do get correct, like honor, duty, bushido, or the sense of being of the absolute best samurai you can be, or the best Japanese you can be. That is bushido. That is truly showing the compassion, yet the absolute tiger's blood kind of a way of just going about things and just hardcore, never ever doing anything but 110%, the discipline they're in, and just the esprit de corps that they have. That is something just very uniquely Japanese. That said, The Last Samurai to me is just, for a Tom Cruise movie, it is out of the park, just excellent. And Mr. Watanabe actually did get a nomination for one of the better awards. I don't think he won, but you know what? The guy's really a seriously kick-ass actor. He's also in, of all things, Inception. He's done a major role in a whole bunch of American movies. The biggest problem is, for him, of course, is privately, well, he's had leukemia twice. He's now encountering and fighting off stomach cancer. So he's had 2 reigns of blood cancer and now 1 reign of stomach cancer. And he's now trying to get himself back to the point of being, in good health and able to act yet again. Of those things, I find him to be an exceptional actor. And strangely enough, he's actually a tall Japanese. He's 6 foot tall, which means, most times he's walking along somebody in the Japanese cast, he's like, standing way up above them, at least a head high. And he's taller than Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is not that tall. He's roughly about my height, like 5'8", 5'9". He's not much taller than me. And, of course, standing beside, Watanabe, and, you have this tall, regal-looking Japanese playing the shogun and, or the minister for his area. It was actually a very cool flick. Now, of those things I've seen also with Ken Watanabe, there is another movie that is really, truly getting my attention now, and I really want to find it. Subtitle or no, I don't care. I want to see it. And the movie is actually The Unforgiven. Or, in Japanese, it's some name about, like, that long. And I probably could write it down and say it out, but, it's going to be just simply easy to say. It's the Japanese production, 2013 movie year of The Unforgiven. So it's just The Unforgiven in Japanese, and it's like, mono. It's like some word about, like, that long followed by mono, which is easy. But I actually read it out, heard it, and read it back 3 or 4 times. And you know what? I'm not good enough with pronunciation on just yet to actually say it out, just blurting it out, so I'm not going to do that, okay? But this is what the title is in Japanese. No, that's also known in Romanji. Yeah, Romanji is where they write out Japanese in English letters so you can actually sound out the word and see what they're talking about. Now, of all things, The Unforgiven is not a true take like the Clint Eastwood movie, but it has nuances of it. Basically he's recruited to wipe out the 2 guys that beat up and hacked up the prostitute. And of course, the local law guy basically let them walk, and he's now saying, look, Ken Watanabe, your character cannot come in here and cause problems. If you do, I'm going to put the mark on you. Basically, puts a scar on him, kicks him loose. Then, of course, you have the final battle, all the rest of that stuff, kind of like in the Unforgiven. It stays kind of true in that aspect, but it goes very, very Japanese because Watanabe's character is a samurai. Yeah, so you have that, was it Lord of the Seven Rings or the Seven Samurai or kind of like that cool old Kobayashi flick and or just really really cool old stuff but brought to modern format. And just looking at the trailers for this movie, just the way they shot it with these huge shots of just showing like the landscape and the mountainside and all the the land and everything, and of course all the classic buildings, and it takes place in the Meiji period, so right around about like 1800s. Actually, I think it was like latter 1800s because he has a lever gun. So it's probably like 1870s, 1880s. I think he had like either a Winchester or one of those early style of lever guns. I forget which one it was. I think it looked like an 1892, so it's definitely like a Marlin. I'm sorry, Winchester. And, of course, there's scenes where he's basically like using the lever gun and all like, you're dishonorable for using a gun. So he drops the gun, pulls out the sword, and proceeds to start hacking. It's a very cool flick, and I want to see it, from north to south with all the subtitles. I don't care. I just want to see the flick. So I'm going to break off on this one, folks. But, the subtitled Japanese stuff is always exceedingly cool. Foreign language movies, even not in Japanese to me, just appeal to me because sometimes you can actually get the nuances of it. You can actually, if you understand particles and bits and pieces of the language, you sometimes snicker with the translation on the caption's not exactly quite right, and you go, oh, they didn't say that. They said it like this. And you can see like the captioning guy was kind of playing sly and put something in there and try to make it more American. All right, folks, I'm going to break up with this one. Eat good, keep it a 10 ring. As always, you know it, you love it. Of course, definitely check me out later on, of course, aroundthecabin.com/campfire. I know I said to Rich I wasn't going to do a show, but guess what? I think I'm going to do a show tonight, and I didn't do a video yesterday, so I was feeling guilty. I need to do all these things, at least somewhat more charitably than I have been doing in 11 last day or so, because I feel guilty for not doing videos. Well, that was still a fun video. Arnold in the gun store and the Coyote Fall. Yeah, that's always good stuff. I'm going to break up with this one, folks. Eat good, keep it 10 rings. Always, you know you love it. See you guys later on aroundthecabin.com/campfire. See ya.